Let's discuss your electrical panel setup for the 3-dwelling condo unit. You've installed a main Kotlahama panel with a 200 amps feed and 3 100 amps service disconnects, one for each apartment. The existing breakers are rated at 10,000 RMS symmetrical amps. The inspector is requesting 18,000 amps interrupting capacity, often referred to as AIC, or RMS symmetrical amps, and also wants brand consistency across all panels. Firstly, let's address the breaker rating. The inspector's demand for 18,000 AIC breakers is likely an overspecification for your situation. For a 200 amps main panel feeding 3 100 amps subpanels, a 10,000 AIC breaker is generally sufficient. The AIC rating of a breaker indicates its ability to safely interrupt a fault current. The available fault current at your panel depends on factors like the utility transformer size and impedance, and the length and gauge of the service conductors. Unless a fault current study indicates a higher available fault current, 10,000 AIC is typically adequate for residential applications. Your supplier's recommendation of 10,000 AIC breakers being sufficient is likely based on their assessment of these factors. To confirm, you may want to request a fault current calculation from the utility company or a qualified electrical engineer. This calculation will provide a precise value of the available fault current at your service entrance. Secondly, concerning the brand consistency of the panels, the National Electrical Code, NEC, does not mandate that all panels in a system must be from the same manufacturer. As long as all the panels, both the main panel and the subpanels, are Underwriters Laboratories, or all listed and meet all applicable code requirements, they are acceptable regardless of the brand. The inspector may be raising a concern about potential compatibility issues between the main panel and the Murray subpanels. However, if all the panels are UL listed and meet the same electrical standards, these compatibility issues are unlikely. UL listing ensures that the equipment has been tested and certified to meet safety standards and performance requirements. Regarding the subpanel compatibility, each breaker must be listed or classified for use in the specific panel. Using non-approved breakers can create dangerous situations such as arcing. Only use breakers listed for those subpanels. Finally, consider the load calculations for each apartment. You stated the full load in each unit is around 35 amps, and that there are no electric dryers, ranges, garbage disposals, dishwashers, or washers. Given this relatively low load, the 100 amp service to each apartment is more than sufficient. A 100 amp service provides ample capacity for future expansion. In summary, the inspector's requirement for 18,000 AIC breakers and for all panels to be the same brand appears unnecessary. A 10,000 AIC breaker is typically adequate for your main panel, and different brand subpanels are permissible as long as they are all UL listed and compatible with the main panel. It is advisable to discuss your concerns with the inspector, present your load calculations, and potentially provide a fault current calculation to demonstrate the suitability of the 10,000 AIC breakers. Consult with a qualified electrician or electrical engineer to confirm the specific code requirements and best practices for your installation. And make sure that you always use breakers that are certified to work with their corresponding subpanels.